This week on Garageland, we're talking to Melissa Auf Der Maur, former bass player for Hole and the Smashing Pumpkins. Auf Der Maur has just unleashed her second solo album, Out of Our Minds, on the world. And it's not just an album, it's a short film, a feature film, and a comic book. Plus, there's a song with Glenn Danzig. It is seriously rad. What idea sort of came first? I mean, obviously I would assume a musician first, but in terms of where to go from there, where to expand the concept, what was the first thing that kind of sparked your imagination?
Well, first of all, you must know that my roots are in multimedia visual arts. So from the age of 6 to the moment I left Montreal to join big American rock bands, music, visual arts, performing arts, photography, all equal. Always was equal. When I began this project in January of 2005, I had completed a decade of solid music, and I made a commitment to myself as a ever-growing, evolving artist that I needed to bring my roots in conceptual and visual arts into my new music project. I used to think I was an old-fashioned girl living like in the future, which was in the 90s were the future. I was like, oh my God, it's so like, everything is so, there was like this boxy feeling in the 90s where everything was all like, what do you mean? You can't be a photographer and a musician. It's like you are committed to one art form and only one art form, and I always felt incredibly stifled by that. And lo and behold, the future arrived, broke everything down, opened the landscape wide open, and now I finally feel at home. So
We're the real future
yes,
now.
This is the good future.
To me, though, I mean, this whole concept and the fact that Capitol Records initially failed to latch onto it is kind of demonstrative of why major labels are failing, because they aren't adapting to, new methods of...
No, they're dealing with some old business model of how to push soda pop. Very smart way to try to contain magic. You can't contain magic. Music is magic, and you can. At the moment they tried to box it up, there's a moment it died.
I mean, it's been a while since you put out a solo record, and this is a significant kind of sonic shift, or not? If not significant, like it's definitely different.
For example, the song I did with Glenn Danzig, I wrote that song for him because it's a dream of mine. I thought, okay, well, I can't just like call him and say, do you want to howl on my record? I thought, I got to write him a song. I have to write something for him to invite him. So I basically closed my eyes and thought, like, what would Glenn do? If he wanted to tell a story about a grave digger and a young woman who had lost her father and their strange conversation in the cemetery. So I just closed my eyes and became Glenn. Listen, sweet little girl, father's gone below. And I sent him a 2-page letter describing the story, the impact he's had on my life as a musician, and I gave you this song. If you want it, have it. Months later, I get the calls, and Melissa, it's Danzig, I like your song. And that was that. And it was one song that brought 2 total strangers together. No contracts, no managers, no bullshit, just a song.